There's not much to do on a plane, depending on the type of flight you're on. So let's talk about three things that I love to do on a plane that don't involve a phone or any other kind of electronic device. So, depending on the type of flights you're on, you may or may not have in-flight entertainment in the back seat. Back of the seat in front of you, I should say. And a lot of times at this point, people pull out their phones, their tablets, computers, and bury themselves in that. And I get it. Sometimes that's all you can do. Maybe all you brought, or you don't have the window to look out of. But I found there are three things that come to mind as options to do so you don't have to be on your phone. Because let's face it, our electronic devices can die, and depending on how we packed our um, the bag that we have in our seat, we may or may not have access to a charge cord. So the first thing, it's a classic. Everybody has probably considered it or done this before. I love to bring a book. I just pulled a random one off my shelf, by the way, but I love to bring a book to read. It's just something that's super easy. I know I'm talking about things that don't involve a phone or electronic device. I will make an exception in case someone has like a Kindle or some sort of e-reader, because I understand packing a book is not always the most convenient thing to do. I still enjoy packing a book as long as it's something small like this paperback is, because it just keeps me off my phone. I think we all spend quite enough time staring at screens, not only in our personal lives, but in our work lives. So being able to disconnect from that, especially when, for the most part, you are also disconnected from the rest of the world at 30,000 feet, is super fun, helpful, and just a way to decompress. So books, always recommend them. And again, I'll make the electronic device exception for an e-reader. But so yeah, so I love reading a book, and kind of fun. It can also like strike up conversations with people. So if you want to talk on a plane, that might be a way to do it. I'll start jabbering about books. That's an obvious one. Another thing I like to do is I like to bring a journal with me when I travel. And depending on how your flight is going, as long as there's not turbulence or you're not like super bothering the person in front of you by writing on the your seat back table, or you can write on your lap. I love bringing a journal with me as well, and not only to just journal my thoughts, but also to write about the trip or things that were memorable. It's something to look back on in the future, and again, keeps you disconnected, keeps you away from everything, every electronic device. I think it's really interesting to journal, especially when you are up in the air, because there's something about flying and being in the air that is really gives you clarity. Maybe that's just me, but I always feel that I have a lot of clarity when I'm at 30,000 feet, and journaling is a great way to get those thoughts out on paper, so you can process them or return to them. It's kind of funny how you have such clarity, and you think, oh, I'll remember this when I land. The moment you land, it's back to real life. Real life. It's back to reality. It's back to our devices and people wanting our time, which is another cool thing about being in the air and taking your journal with you is no one's asking anything of you other than to sit there and be respectful to your fellow passengers. You don't have anybody, trying to take your time, distract you, and it's just a really unique place to be, and so that's why I like to bring a journal. I just think it's just fun, really. I have a lot of things that I've written 30,000 feet, and I also can tell when I've been writing at 30,000 feet and there's turbulence. The pen kind of skips across the page, and my writing looks terrible. But I'll just say I also like to bring a journal. So just to recap, the book or e-reader and the journal. The last thing I've like to bring, I've only started bringing recently. And I always store it in a sandwich bag because I don't want to lose the parts and pieces. One of my new favorite things to bring is to bring my wallet. Oh, that was really anticlimactic. Um, I love to bring cross stitch. This is a loops and threads. No, this is not an ad. It's just one that I had handy to demonstrate. So cross stitch. And I absolutely love doing this on a plane. Yes, you can bring this on a plane. There's a needle involved. No one has stopped me yet. I've flown with these all over the world. I think I've taken a cross stitch to every single continent in the world. So they've covered some ground with me. And I absolutely love doing them on a plane. They're really easy. If you've never seen a cross stitch kit before, it comes with your instructions. It comes with the it's in my cross stitch. It comes with a needle that you need. Comes with the thread that you need. And then it also comes with the little cross stitch fabric that you need. And then you just can take it out. It also comes with a hoop, by the way. I don't have that in this kit because I usually leave those at home. Comes with the fabric, and then you can create your cross stitches. And I think these are just so easy. They're so fun. They pack easily. You can't hurt them, which is great. Also, pro tip, bring a pencil so you can cross off what you've done, keep track of what you've done. But I absolutely love a cross stitch. I've had so many people either watch me cross stitch, very obviously, which not hard to do when you're on an airplane, or people that I've met and struck up a conversation with, and it's been just really fun and really memorable. And cross stitching, yeah, go figure. I've heard there's been a resurgence in it, which is really cool to hear. But I love doing it on a plane. It's so easy. It's so self-contained. It's quiet. Notice all three of these activities are quiet. They don't disturb your fellow passengers. That's very important. And yeah, they're just easy. They're just fun. I'm sure there's a bunch of other things that people have thought of that you can do on planes. Some that come to mind are knitting, crocheting. I will say I've had at least one occasion where I had issues trying to bring crochet hooks onto the plane, and security basically told me that I was going to injure my fellow passengers. And I was like, I'm just trying to crochet. It's a craft project, but here we are. They did let me on. But there was a good moment there where I thought, okay, well, I guess that craft project is being left behind in the trash can. So anyway, that's why I mostly bring cross stitch anymore. It's a little less likely for you to get questioned at TSA. All that to be said, those are my top three. And then, yeah, I know knitting and crochet are also big ones for people. But these are the three that I default to. You're pretty much always find going in my bag and book. Maybe not. Then don't worry about how light I'm packing. But love my girl, love my cross stitch, love my reading, and yeah, it's just easy. So I'll stop rambling. I'm out of things to say about them. If you've got other ideas of things to do on the plane that don't require an electronic device, let me know in the comments. I'd love to see what other things people have come up with to keep themselves entertained on a plane. And always excited to have you guys here. I'll catch you on the next one. Bye.